When I tell you sneakers, you immediately imagine Nike in your head. When I talk about technology, it's absolutely Apple. So how did these companies get us associate products with these brands? Let's find out. My name is Vlad. Be sure to watch this video to the end. It will be very interesting. And let's go. Close your eyes for a second. What do you see? An apple with a bite taken out? Or swoosh? That's no accident, my friend. But how do these simple logos trigger such strong emotions in us? And there are two components of it. First of all, logos itself. They are great and they are clearly represents what brands want to communicate through these logos. For example, Nike. The logo represents movement and speed, which aligns with their brand identity. Speaking of the Apple logo, their logo is also pretty simple, but it also communicates the main brand messaging through it. The Apple logo associated with the knowledge, innovation, which also aligns with Apple identity as a leaders in technology and design. But what makes logos stick in our mind for decades? The answer is marketing strategy, because these two companies focus their messaging on not a specific product, but on brand itself. And their main purpose here is to tie their brand to specific lifestyle or specific emotions that this product or brand itself evoke. And why people buy these brands? The reason is people love to feel that they are different when they are buying, for example, Apple products. Because people want to be a part of something more than just a product. They want to be a part of a group of people that think different, for example, which is referring to the most famous Apple advertising campaign. Once upon a time, in a garage far, far away. Sounds familiar? That's because great brands don't sell just products, they sell stories. So how do Apple and Nike create narratives that resonate with millions? Both brands have a strong origin stories that aligns with audience aspirations. Apple started with a vision to make technology innovative and accessible, while Nike built its identity around athletes and pursuit of greatness. Both brands position themselves as the enablers of empowerment, and I think this is a great feature. For example, using a Nike products, you can achieve more in sport, while using Apple products, you can create more innovative things. Also, their messaging is authentic. For example, Nike collaborates with the most famous athletes like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and others, while Apple features their product with creative professionals that shows how they use their products in real world and what results they can achieve with them. But why do we feel that we are part of something bigger when we use these brands? In my opinion, the biggest part of it is cultural relevance, because Apple positioned their products as a status symbols, and Nike has successfully integrated sports into day-to-day lifestyle, making it a part of everyday life. And in case of Nike, their influencer program showed a great result because people want to associate themselves with Michael Jordan. And as a little example here, there was a successful campaign, we'll know about it, which is Nike and Michael Jordan collaboration. And this was also connected with hip-hop culture back in the 90s, which in turn linked Nike to hip-hop culture. So those people who want to be associated and feel them as a part of hip-hop culture, they are buying Nike just to represent that they are part of this group. And the same with Apple. When you are buying it, first of all, you are buying status, and when you are using Apple product, you are not just using laptop or smartphone. This product could make you better, and you want to be a part of this group of creators, successful people. Remember that feeling when you got your hands on a limited product? That rush wasn't just excitement, it was carefully engineered. How do these brands create this sense of scarcity and urgency? And these guys are masters in it. So let's start from limited edition releases. And this is really straightforward. They release a limited number of products, so everybody wants to own it, to become a part of a special group, creating a feeling that they need to act fast in order to get this product. And sometimes these brands can intentionally limit the supply of their products. This can dry up demand and also prices. And new iPhone release is a great example here, because you can't just buy this iPhone, you need to pre-order it. And this is kind of difficult because you need to be one of the first who will place this pre-order in order to get it, not in 3 months or so. And I'm 100% sure that this is intentionally, because these guys, they do everything to get more money as possible. And all of these reasons that it is so hard to produce enough iPhones, like that's total bullshit. I don't believe it, because this can't be just a reason. They intentionally create this sense of exclusivity to just sell more iPhones to drive up demand. But why are we willing to pay more for these this kind of sense of exclusivity? First of all, it's FOMO, and we talk about it in one of my latest videos. It is worth watching them. And this is a tool that you should use as a marketer. Customers may be afraid of missing out of opportunities or great deal that they can have. Also, probably it's very obvious, but it's status and prestige, because owning an exclusive product can make you feel special. Also, exclusive products are often associated with a higher quality, craftsmanship and things like that, so customers love it. Think about it. When was the last time when you saw an average guy in Apple or Nike ad? These brands don't just sell products, they sell dreams. But how do these companies tap into our deepest desires and aspirations? Both companies emphasize lifestyle that resonate with their audience. Nike's message centers around self-improvement, empowerment, while Apple, on the other hand, positions itself as a symbol of creativity and innovation. And both brands excel at creating an emotional narratives. These brands want you to feel something different when you use their products. As for example, iPhone Pro. 90% of people who buy iPhone Pro models, they don't need all of these features. They are not pro creators, but they want to have a best camera, and they're ready to pay more for the features that they are not going to use. This is weird, but this is what sells this phone. But speaking of Nike example, situation is kinda slightly different, because celebrity endorsement plays a significant role in their marketing strategy. They use the world's most famous athletes in their marketing campaigns. The main goal is to communicate that these guys use it, they're professionals, they're getting to their goals, they achieve them, and you can be a part of it, just do it. But this is just a small part of it. Nike has become a part of pop culture, because this is not just sportswear company, this is just cultural phenomenon, and everything has started with hip-hop here and probably with their collaboration with Michael Jordan back in the 90s. But this is a great example of how to sell lifestyle instead of real products. Did you know that your brain lights up like a Christmas tree when you interact with your favorite brand? And it's not magic, it's neuroscience. So what happens when we interact with the brands we love? And everything is pretty simple. Our brain releases dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter associated with a pleasure and reward when we interact with brands we love. And this creates a positive association with this brand. It's a kind of addiction, because our brain wants to repeat this experience more and more. So it literally says, like, you need to buy more, I will give you more dopamine. And this is the main reason of consumerism and why people are obsessed with shopping, especially right now with online shopping, when you can just open your smartphone, order tons of things on Amazon, get them. This is just a way to get dopamine. And actually in 2024, I think this is a big problem, because there are a lot of things that disturb our brain, like doom scrolling, watching Netflix, monitoring negative news, and all of the things they lead to addiction. But companies like Apple and Nike create addictional experience, and I would like to especially highlight Apple work here, because their work on user interface and user experience deserve a separate video or probably long form film, because they created ideal ecosystem to tie user to it. And it starts with visual animation, all of this integration between products, also sounds, and even keyboard sound and this taptic feedback that you kind of feel when you're writing messages on your iPhone, that also causes addiction. New year, new iPhone. New season, new Nikes. But are they really that different? Let's pull back the curtain of the innovation game and let's uncover how do these brands maintain the perception of innovation. And actually it is not a rocket science. These companies usually provide an incremental updates rather than groundbreaking innovations. This actually makes sense, because in order to be on top of this marketing game, you need to know how to work with expectations. If you want to release a revolutionary products each year, everybody will get used to it. There is no sense in doing that, because doing this, companies will spend tens, millions, maybe billions of dollars on research and development, creating a new product, but it will not generate enough sales to cover all of this additional cost. Instead, they just need to slightly improve process, slightly improve camera, and people will buy it, because people need sense of exclusivity. They don't need actual features. As I said earlier, like a lot of times, people need to feel like these emotions that this product will give them. But why do we feel the need of upgrade even when our product worked perfectly fine? And first of all, it's status. Simply because owning the greatest and latest product can make us feel good about ourselves. Likewise, we can feel FOMO that we're missing out on some opportunities or features or benefits that this product can bring to us. But speaking of technological advancement, sometimes these updates are useful for us and we simply want to have a better camera, for example, a better screen or wider screen. But while it may be needed for our lizard brain, it is not super needed for us as a personalities to gather in communities who use MacBook, for example. What I think do make sense is to gather in professional communities, because it could help you to progress faster in your career by learning, by sharing your knowledge, by expanding your network. If you're a digital marketer, you are seeking a community, welcome to my community of digital marketers. You can find a link below. Ever noticed like an Apple or Nike fans stick together like a cult? How Nike creates a tribes of athletes. And that's not coincidence, folks, because brands often align themselves with specific values. And this can attract people who share these values and create a sense of community. Also, telling a compelling stories makes an impact here. All of these people, they just want to be a part of something more, part of this story, part of the story of success, be a professional, creative person. Why do we feel connection with strangers who use the same brands as us? I think that the main reason here is a social validation, because our lizard brain wants to be a part of community, because if we are not a part of community, we're gonna die, we're not going to survive. And this because people tend to gather in communities with shared values. It's just an easy way to get a social validation, get a sense that I'm insecure, everything is cool, I'm gonna survive. Alright guys, it's time for some real talk. Now that we've seen how deep the rabbit hole goes, let's think about how to reclaim our minds. And first of all, we need to think more about, do we need this product or not? Is it a marketing game, or do I really need this pro iPhone, or I'm not going to film videos, take professional photos? Also, I think it is very important to focus on real life, because all of these things like doom scrolling, watching news, watching series, watching Netflix, buying things on Amazon, this all goes in the same vein. This all about the same thing. And this just creates addiction and not giving you a real value. Yes, if you need to buy a phone that you're gonna use as your professional tool for filming, or you're gonna edit videos on your MacBook Pro, not just spend thousands of dollars on this, but actually make more money from that. That makes totally sense. But if you are just buying everything, I don't think that you need all of these products. And actually, this is what these brands want from you. Spend all of your money, increase their stakeholders' value. Also, I think it is worth mentioning that all of these tricks, these are just marketing tricks to make us buy more and more. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video.